Hi, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. I'm here with my co-hosts, Sean.
What's up, guys?
Cullen.
What's up? Welcome. Thanks for sticking with us.
And we're here with a very special guest today. We're here with my good friend, Jacob.
How's it going, guys? Thanks for having me on.
First special guest.
First guest. This is some groundbreaking news. We're a little late on it. It took us 5 episodes, but that's everything with this fucking podcast.
Long story short, me and Jake go way back, but who gives a fuck about that? Let's get into the podcast.
No, some people might give a fuck.
No, nah.
Maybe
We're
not.
here to talk about Bullet Train, guys. Bullet Train. What opening thoughts? Opening thoughts on Bullet Train.
I think we were all pretty excited for it. Jake picked the movie for us, being the guest, and it was something we had sure. It was something we had all seen like the trailer for or seen something about. I think we were all pretty interested for it. I definitely wanted to watch it and just get a take on it at least.
I know it honestly was a pretty good movie, honestly. Anyway,
my opening thoughts, I was excited to watch it. Some people I talked to said it was good. I heard from people it was good. I heard about the cast, and I was like, let's give it a try. But I think we need to hear on why Jake wanted us to watch it specifically.
All right. So, honestly, it wasn't really much thought into it. I haven't seen it. I heard of it. It looked funny. It looked interesting. It kind of threw me off. Threw me a curveball. It was action-packed, to say the least. I think it makes for a good talking points here.
For sure.
Yeah, I would agree. I've got just a little bit of background info on this movie for us. It was based on a 2010 Japanese black humor thriller novel titled Maria Beetle. She's also a character in one of in this movie. We'll tell you who she is either. Directed by David Leitke. Is that how I pronounce it, Tom?
Leitke, like late to the game. Baby.
Like late to the game. So Tom loves him because he directed the OG John Wick. He directed Deadpool 2, which you'll notice a lot of Deadpool 2 actors in this movie. A few. And Hobbs and Shaw, the spin-off to the Fast and Furious saga that we all know and love. And then it's also got Antoine Fuqua as one of the producers on it. Very famous director. He did Training Day, Tears of the Sun, Shooter, a lot of other action movies. So basically, we've got 2 action movie studs at the helm of this project. So I didn't even know that before going in, but you know, once I was like, damn, those 2 guys involved, I was like, this should be solid.
I mean, this movie's got like all around just like crazy
It's action.
cast.
Yeah.
Production,
and everyone
everything.
around.
Yeah, well, it's a very style over anything else type of movie. There's a lot of different gimmicks that they got going on with the editing and everything to make you really feel. It almost feels like a comic book when you're going into this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Very poppy, almost mixed with an anime type of tone to it too.
To a degree.
With the bright colors
And a lot of like flashbacks and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's Japanese.
It's half Japanese, so it's like a Twinkie.
Are Twinkies Japanese?
Well, yeah.
Sorry to get on topic here.
What are you talking about?
Moving.
I can take over. I'll give us a little more background info. It was originally planned by Fuqua. Like I said, Antoine Fuqua involved. It was originally planned by his company, Fuqua Films, to be a serious action thriller, but he decided during the process to turn it into a lighthearted action comedy. So you got to remember, if you guys watch this, it's a lighthearted action comedy.
Don't take it too seriously.
Yeah, don't take it too seriously. Take it for what it's worth. Like, going into it, it's going to just be a fun ride. Don't think like it's going to be like deep. Like, you're going to be like, moved by it.
It's deep, but in like stupid ways.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's really deep in that way.
It's a fun Netflix movie to watch while you're high.
Or while you're not.
Or regularly.
You can do it regularly.
Either or.
Either way works. It had a huge production budget. Alone was $85 to $90 million. They used real train cars. Apparently Brad Pitt, who's our main character, Ladybug here, performed 95% of his own stunts, which is pretty badass. And it blends a nice, like we said, blend of Japanese and American. It's got some famous American songs done in a Japanese version, which you'll recognize if you're a big pop culture fan.
I Need a Hero, Shrek song.
A huge Shrek 2 song.
That moment stood out. I'm like, at any time that song plays in a movie, it's going to be good.
Facts. So now we can get into a little bit of the plot. Anyone want to rip us off with a little bit of plot star? And then we'll chime in.
I've got a little bit now for us. So the movie starts with Yuichi Kimura, also known as the Father, boarding a bullet train in Tokyo in search of the attacker of his son, Wataru. So we see at the beginning of the movie, his son's in a hospital, and the father's father, so the son's grandfather, shows up and is like, "Yo, who killed him? Or not killed him? Who hurt him?" Because he got not dead yet.
He's severely injured. It looks like he's on life support.
He's on like life support. Yeah,
severely.
He got pushed off a building.
It's fucked up. Who pushes a kid off a building?
Well, we're gonna find out.
That's a hateable character, right there.
That's what I'm saying.
That's someone we would hate.
Who the fuck
coming up very
does that?
soon. So while he's boarding the train, we also see operative Ladybug, who is assigned to retrieve a briefcase full of cash from the same train, replacing his sick colleague that we only know as Carver.
Yeah, you guys might also know this guy as the Invisible Man from Deadpool 2.
Ladybug, yes. Not Carver.
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
Yes.
Ladybug is reluctant as his recent string of bad luck during his jobs results in accidental deaths. And this is going to become a big theme in the movie is luck.
Theme. Luck, yeah. Bad luck, good luck related to Ladybug.
From him, good luck from him, or another character that talks about having good luck.
They also bring in fate a little bit into play into a lot of the characters' lives.
We'll
go into that a little bit later.
Our personal takes on
that. Yeah, I think the fans would enjoy that. We'll do that later.
Yeah. So also on the train are two English assassin brothers, codenamed Lemon and Tangerine, who just rescued a man called the Son from kidnappers and are taking him and the briefcase to his father, a Russian-born Yakuza boss called the White Death.
So we see some of the White Death's backstory, and in his backstory, it seemed like he basically took over the Yakuza, which is the Japanese mob presence. And when he was taking them over, he was giving me specifically, and Tom brought us up too, big Kill Bill vibes.
Yes.
Which love Kill Bill. Great, fantastic movies.
Yeah, gives us some very solid Kill Bill vibes. Lemon and Tangerine, also we didn't get to say. Tangerine's played by Aaron Taylor Johnson, and Lemon's played by Brian Tyree Henry. Lemon is really into Thomas the Train, which becomes a big running theme in this movie. Yeah.
Yes, he keeps correcting people. People say Thomas the Train, and he says no, Thomas the Tank Engine.
He is the best train.
And he keeps pointing out that he has to find the Diesel on the train because apparently Diesel is
the bad guy.
He's a piece of shit.
Just like out for himself or whatever.
Personally, I think Gordon's a piece of shit, but Diesel's apparently the best.
He likes Gordon, though.
Yeah, he likes Gordon. Yeah, he had individual takes on old Thomas.
No, Gordon's like that fucking lookalike Thomas. That's
he's the bigger
Thomas,
one.
But like
he's the bigger
Oh,
one.
really?
Yeah, and I hate his fucking face. He's got this snooty.
Welcome to the Thomas the Tank Engine podcast.
Like, he almost got a
smug look.
He almost got a look on him akin to something that we're not allowed to talk about.
All right. During the trip, the Son is killed by poisoning. Ladybug discreetly steals.
So you have to. So that son is not the son of any of the Japanese people you mentioned. You have to mention that. It's a little confusing.
He's the son of White Death.
Yes, and he's played by Logan Lerman, who is my boy Percy Jackson in the shit live action movies, and he gives a little tribute to them
by dying.
No, by saying he looks like a Percy, which is pretty funny.
Boy, I didn't catch that either.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. But those movies are shit. Don't watch them. Read the books.
Okay. So he gets killed from poisoning. Ladybug discreetly steals the briefcase, but on his way off the train is attacked by another assassin codenamed the Wolf, played by
Bad
Bunny out of nowhere. So
why is he there? We don't know.
I'm not a big
all you Bad Bunny fans that wanted him in a movie, guess what? He's the Wolf in this movie. And if you think he's gonna last, guess what? He's not.
Well, spoilers.
Well, we're getting there.
We're getting there pretty soon. Don't worry.
Ladybug recognizes him, and he recognizes Ladybug from his wedding where his wife was killed. He believes that Ladybug was the one that killed his wife, so they get into a all-out fight, which ends with Ladybug killing the wolf. We also see that the father, Yuchi, finds the person who attacked his son. It's a young woman codenamed the Prince, played by Joey King, who I don't think any of us like.
No, I recognize her from White House Down, and I love that movie, but I do not like her in that.
Well, I meant the Prince. I didn't.
The Prince.
Joey King. I don't really have an opinion on. I haven't seen her in too much. Besides this,
she's a good hateable character.
Yeah.
In this, she's definitely a hateable character.
She was like perfect for the role.
She's got that perfect like high school bitch face.
Like, yeah.
I think she's well out of high school by now, but yeah, I know what you're saying. She
looks like an almost evil, twisted version of that girl from Lazy Town with the pink hair. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't, to be honest.
The same haircut.
I Jake knows what he's talking.
So the prince explains that she
Time to
pushed.
kill everyone on this train.
She pushed the son off the roof to lure the father
Fucked
to
up.
the train as part of a plan to have him kill the White Death. To ensure his cooperation, she has a man standing in the hospital near his son's bed, and if she never calls his phone every 10 minutes or he calls her and she doesn't pick up, he's going to kill the son.
So the son is already almost close to dead, and now he's got a
like
henchman.
we said, he's on life support.
He's on life support. That's what I mean. And now he's got a henchman threatening to what? Shoot or pull the plug? What will he do?
She says like a few options. She says like she says like they can put like an air bubble in his IV.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
put a
she
pillow over him. Yeah, she's very specific.
Throw him into a fire.
Doesn't say that.
Does she say that?
Could have been an option.
She pushed him off a building, so
Yeah, let's talk about this girl who. What is she supposed to be, like 18 maybe in this movie? They don't say her age, but
They never
like,
say her age, but you can assume she's like teenage, probably.
teenage age, yeah, young. But anyway,
Young
she decides to push a young kid off a fucking building. How fucked up is that?
She's a fucked up person.
Like,
High school is a really rough time, you know. Like, there's a lot of hormones, different stuff, thinking, you know.
yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would think to push a kid off a bridge, but you know.
Me neither. But you know, everybody's high school experience is different, so. Like,
She definitely had a motive, but
We'll
get to that.
We will get to that.
But I still think it's fucked up, and I don't like her.
Yeah. So
I
returning.
like your dad though.
We don't know her dad.
Well, we'll get to that later though.
So returning to his car, Ladybug recognizes Lemon from a job he did in Johannesburg. Johannesburg, whatever. But that's also something I kind of want to touch on. They keep bringing up like different things that have happened in the past to these characters, and they'll show you like a 15-second scene, and you'll still have no clue like what it has to do with the rest of the movie.
Yeah,
like
it gives you like very quick backstories,
job, and you have no clue what happened in the Bolivia job.
Yeah, it's kind of like almost like John Wick, just kind of proving that they're all like connected
Killers.
assassins.
Yeah,
I think that's like kind of what they were going for, but yeah, the backstories really have nothing to do with this.
They're like very rushed
backstories. Credit a little bit too, in the sense that like it's got like a Pulp Fiction type of. We just kind of almost where some of us are loosely connected, but some of us are just off doing our own thing.
Yeah, it's almost like some of them do have like the direct connections where like they've seen each other, but they didn't really know like that they were on like even like different sides necessarily, like going into this train.
Right.
And they all got different levels of like
Hate,
attention to this job too.
True.
Each of them got their own motives. Each of them got their own reasons to be there, and they treat the job however they treat it based off their personal background.
Yeah, exactly. And like they all have their reason for like why they're on that train now, and it's just like slightly different for everyone. It's like, you know,
they all have like a mission.
Yeah, they all basically exactly. Yeah, there is a reason, but you know, not all of them are as passionate about the reason for being on the train as others. We'll say.
So Lemon suspects that Ladybug killed the son who was poisoned.
Logan Lerman.
Leading to a fight. Which overall pretty solid fight, but it's a little strange them having like a full out like fist fight in a quiet car and no one seems to care besides the lady that keeps shushing them.
Fuck that lady.
And it's a white lady in Japan. I don't understand that. We can get to that later.
No, we can talk about that now too. So there's all the main characters are either American or British or like there's all these characters who are not Japanese in the middle of Japan.
Yes.
Which is just like they did it obviously for the movie, I guess, to like help people like understand more because in the book they're all Japanese. I'm assuming.
Yes, right. That's correct.
But it just that's the one thing in the movie that does like through the whole thing it still seems kind of off. Because besides like the father and another character who we'll bring up in a few minutes, the rest of them are all either American or British. So. Just a weird take.
Yeah, the fitting of the ethnic backgrounds of the characters isn't great, but I think they're like trying to like tell you like, hey, listen, like yes, these characters are from different walks of life, you know, different fucking countries, but like there's a reason they're in Japan, you know, because as we'll see, like the later like villain,
they're hired guns.
Yeah.
And they all treat it like it's just another Tuesday clocking in.
Yeah,
They don't really make much. They don't like talk about like things like it's a bizarre, eccentric movie. Like this is just another Tuesday for them.
That's kind of an interesting take though, because all of them, I would say all of the like non-Japanese ones do, but the one Japanese guy who we know at the time, the father, is not treating this like it's another day. He's
he's
I have
very
to find the killer.
I would agree with that too, and I would argue too, almost Brad Pitt, kind of like even though they're doing similar jobs to the rest of them, he's almost kind of out of the loop just enough to where shit starts. You get a lot of comedic moments from that.
Yeah, because he's pretty like nonchalant, and like people are like kind of trying to fight him the whole time.
He's just like, dude, if you're quick to anger, you're slow to understand. I go, that is the perfect summary for your entire arc here.
He's got his therapist. He's learning from his therapist.
He's got his arc.
Exactly.
During the fight, Lemon is knocked unconscious and privately discusses Ladybug's innocence to Tangerine before splitting off to find him and frame him for the son's murder. The prince finds the briefcase, booby traps it with explosives, and rigs the father's gun to explode if fired. Ladybug encounters Tangerine, and after avoiding the White Death's men, kicks Tangerine off the train as the train departs.
So then Tangerine gets back on the train in a totally ludicrous, unrealistic scene here.
Oh yeah, it's fucking the wind resist. He would be dead 5 times over before he would even get through the glass.
Yeah, he had no reason to be.
Also, the way he runs on the train, he runs like it's like a Mission Impossible, like Tom Cruise movie, like where he's like full sprint, and then he headbutts the window to get into the train.
Catch up with the bullet train.
Yeah, no shot.
It's not realistic, but it's like it's fun. It's reminding you again. This is a stupid fun movie. Don't get too mad.
Don't get too serious, because honestly, the biggest question would be where's the cops? But you leave the cops out of it.
The cops are.
We don't need to worry about the cops.
The cops never show up when the movie is filming.
Right. You don't need to worry.
They'll show up at the end, only.
They'll show up at the end.
In the movie.
So, they'll show up at the end and pretend they did all the work.
All right, so Lemon keeps searching for Ladybug. He runs into the father and the prince. Suspicious of the two of them, he shoots the father, but collapses after he drank from one of the main characters of this movie.
I don't think it's a main character.
The Fiji water bottle that has showed up multiple times in scenes in the background and stuff, and we see Ladybug filled it with
sleeping powder.
Yeah, sleeping powder.
Yeah.
And this entire time that he's been searching the train, Lemon's been drinking it. So he passes out, and then the prince shoots him and conceals him and the father in a bathroom, which is,
She's trying to store him.
Yeah, but I'm saying also it's just like
I think she thought he was dead.
I
think she thought both of them
were dead.
But it's also just the fact of like we also see in this scene like her just like playing every single person that shows up like around her.
That's like her
gimmick,
her thing,
her get up. Like she's just there to be the innocent little girl, and then she really is the mastermind behind what's happening on the train. She points people in directions where to go.
Facts.
And that's what
kind of is the mastermind on where getting everyone into the conflict. So it's interesting.
Yeah, she's pushing the pawns.
That would be my only issue really with the actress. There's almost like a very obvious, obviously because of the way that she's framed in the movie. There's like almost like a very this is obviously not an innocent girl type of look to the character. I don't know I don't know how to describe it. Maybe it's just the outfit they decided for.
It's probably that.
It's probably part of the outfit.
Too prim and proper, and almost like the pink color. It's like uncanny valley almost.
It's probably
viewer bias, but
it could be.
Yeah, that could just be viewer bias. But
I mean,
I kind of get where you're coming
from. The only other thing I know Joey King being in like as like a bad guy almost is she was in like some Hulu series about like. It's based on a true story about like this daughter that ends up like killing her mom with the boyfriend because like the mom kept saying she had like some fake disease, and she played like this killer. So like
I do remember seeing
it could be like Joey King like having that experience of playing like that dark character kind of. It helps like connect it, but
I only just see her as the Channing Tatum's daughter in White House Down, who
I see it too.
You know, that's all I can think of.
Channing Tatum was also in this movie.
Yes, that's true.
Yes,
I think we already went past that scene, honestly, so we could talk about it quick a little bit.
Yeah, we might.
Because it wasn't a massive scene. It wasn't super key to the plot.
No,
there's like this whole side plot that
definitely not.
Ladybug keeps trying to avoid the conductor because he lost his ticket.
Well, he has his receipt.
Yeah, but it doesn't. They don't want the receipt. They want the ticket.
I know.
So
it's any conductor.
While he's stuck in between the conductor and Tangerine, so he's like, I gotta find a disguise. So he runs into Channing Tatum, and Channing Tatum's like, is this one of those gay things? Like he's trying to like.
He's down. It
seems
like
he's
definitely
down. Is this a sex scene? Because this is my Easter egg I do in every movie.
No, that's what he says. That's what he says. He's like, is this the sex part? And then
it's funny though.
They swap outfits, and then Tangerine comes up, and he's like, "Are you the guy I'm having sex with?" Like it just keeps going. But yeah,
it's a funny recurring gag.
It's funny.
A minute cameo, maybe.
He has like 2 scenes, but they're both like very quick cameos. Yeah. They're both funny, I think.
It's fun just to see like Brad Pitt and Channing Tatum talking to each other on screen. Like that's comedy gold, just fucking in the writing.
Yeah.
Facts.
So Ladybug encounters yet another assassin, the Hornet, who poisoned the Sun and Wolf's wedding party with the venom of a boomslang snake. So we cut back. And the whole reason the Wolf was after Ladybug was because he thought he was the one that killed everyone at his wedding party, including his wife. We find out the Hornet was also at the wedding party, and she poisoned the cake.
So this another thing with the whole wedding thing where people are getting killed at reminds me of Kill Bill again.
Yeah.
Not that it's multiple people, but you know what I mean? Yeah, the way they kept flashing back to it, I was reminded of Kill Bill again.
So after a struggle, both are exposed to the venom, but only Ladybug receives the anti-venom that saves him, and then the Hornet dies.
Which I was fine with her dying pretty quickly. I wasn't a huge fan of hers, to be honest.
A lot of these like lower characters have like 2 or 3 minutes on screen where it's either like a comedy scene or an action scene. Hers was just an action scene where she just kept calling Ladybug a bitch, and then she just died.
Yeah, she was around for like 2.5 minutes.
It was a good fight scene, but
for like maybe 2 minutes, and then she was dead. So
yeah. Another Deadpool 2 actress. I recognize her as Domino from Deadpool 2. Excuse me. She gets a lot more screen time in that movie.
Yeah, she does. Unlike all the other members of her team.
Yeah, exactly.
So they even the odds.
They even it out.
Yeah, she got more time in that movie than Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Now Brad Pitt's getting more time than her.
She also got more anti-venom than her. But we're gonna get
he got a lot more anti-venom than her. She got 0 anti-venom. Yeah. He got a whole fucking vial.
Yep.
It looks like he like recoils from it. Like they fucking like.
Because there's probably like a lot of adrenaline and shit. You know what I mean?
Apparently, hours after he's already been injected with fucking venom.
Yeah, I don't know if that's realistic. I feel like you need anti-venom after every time you're exposed to venom. It needs to be like a specific anti-venom.
You're right, Colin, and that is why I might ask the viewers to let us know in the comments.
Let us know in the comments
what you think about venom and anti-venom, not the characters.
We love a whole paragraph.
Tell us everything you know about snake venom. I would like to know.
And when you
personal reasons.
And when you say venom, you got to say venom.
All right, we'll have Tom bit by a venomous snake, and we'll get some anti-venom, and we'll see.
We'll test this out.
Live on the podcast.
Yeah, we'll record it all.
We got a fucking bathtub full of snakes right here.
So Tangerine runs into the prince and notices one of Lemon's train stickers on her. So Thomas the Train coming in, Thomas the Tank Engine, excuse me.
Tank Engine.
Coming in clutch.
Tank Engine is very important distinction.
It's very important. And he realizes that she shot Lemon. Ladybug interrupts them, and Tangerine is killed before he can shoot the prince. So Ladybug and him get in a fight over a gun, and Ladybug shoots him.
I didn't think I don't think Ladybug shot him. I thought it was almost like an accidental self-inflicted wound.
I think they were both fighting for the gun. I think you don't know who did it. They're fighting for the gun, and it's kind of they don't reveal who. Cause,
I didn't think it was directly Ladybug's fault because he didn't start the fight and he didn't like fire the gun.
Well, I think that's where it plays off on the. He's unlucky, but he's lucky.
Yeah, that's why I took 100%.
That's why I took it as he did it, because you're always thinking of him being unlucky. I was like, oh, he probably pulled the trigger.
Before and, like,
gotcha. Yeah.
He did not want to kill him.
But his death, I was a little upset about. I liked that character a lot. I like Aaron Taylor Johnson. I like Tangerine's
yeah,
character.
no, he did a great
I
job.
thought one thing. I thought he overdid the British accent.
I agree. We said at the very beginning of the movie there were a lot of lines he would say, and I would just be like, I have no clue.
Couldn't understand. He was overdoing the
And
accent.
if I'm being honest,
At
too,
points.
if they ever wanted to do like a spin-off with just Lemon and Tangerine,
That'd probably be fire.
they
Honestly,
would. You could probably make good. Listen,
We gotta
could
find
always-
out what happened in the Bolivia
David
drop.
Lake, if you're listening, give us a call. All right.
I mean, listen, David. Like,
Are we gonna help him with that?
you want
I
to
write it. Yeah. Why not?
Shut up.
You want-
Tell them what we're doing.
you want to be on the podcast? We got you, brother.
So
Chance Stahelski too.
I'm there.
at the next stop, the father's father, called the elder,
My
boards the
boy.
train, calls boy. He recognizes the prince and informs her that his grandson is safe, as the henchman who was sent there to kill him was killed by one of their guards. After
He's playing chess. They're playing checkers.
Facts.
That's kind of how it went.
he says, he's like,
Facts.
you thought I wasn't gonna have my grandson protected the entire time? Like, come on.
Yeah, because this guy's a badass himself.
Well, we find out.
Yeah, we
are
don't know that right
introduced to
away.
That as soon as his samurai sword gets drawn.
Yes, but he
The
also
katana.
introduces, as they're sitting down and some of the main characters are talking, that he was a member of the Yakuza when the White Death took over, and he was like, I think the only member, maybe one of the only, to survive the attack.
Yeah, and didn't it like fuck up his family or his home
wife
life
was
too?
killed.
His wife
Well,
was
changed
killed.
the course of his life, right? Didn't he just put it behind him after that?
No, I thought he got like pissed. I
He
thought
did.
really?
He was kind of like building, like trying to get his revenge, but like from behind the scenes.
Yeah, he said
almost.
like left feet
Just let fate
him
happen.
again. And it's kind of
That's what happened.
Don't worry, bro. It's cool.
important concept of the movie.
Yeah.
Facts.
So while he's telling Ladybug mainly about the story with the Yakuza and his wife being killed, he also tells Ladybug that he's going to remain on the train to fight the White Death, and Ladybug's going to help him. They find the
Yeah, he doesn't have a choice.
Yeah, he doesn't really have a choice. The door's already closed. The train's going.
That's another funny theme that we didn't really get on. So ever since the first stop, when Ladybug originally had the briefcase, he's been trying to get off the train every fucking stop, and he's physically got it off multiple times, but somehow he always ends up getting dragged or jumps back on the train right after that minute passes when it's at the stop.
Yeah,
so he can't fucking get off.
I like
this
how
fucking
every
train,
single time, though,
but it's funny.
It is exactly a minute.
Yeah.
Like if you like watch like the time on the bottom, it's exactly 60 seconds.
Oh,
every
word!
time
They
they're
kept
off
the
train.
consistency.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
Very cool.
So they find the father and Lemon are still alive, and the four work together to make preparations to face the White Death. At Kyoto, which is the last train station,
Final station.
Ladybug gives the White Death the briefcase. We also are revealed. It's revealed to us that the prince was the White Death's daughter, and she fails to convince him into shooting her with the gun that she's rigged. So, I mean, kind of interesting surprise. I think some people saw this coming, that she was like somehow related, or like,
Right.
you know,
Yeah,
there's
I'm not
something
gonna
going on.
lie. I didn't see it
I didn't
coming.
see it
Yeah,
coming.
I thought it was
The
a
only-
solid. I
the
thought it was a
only
solid
reason-
twist. I fucked with
The
it.
only reason I didn't is because she has a British accent. Like, again, part of that. They keep saying that he's like a
Right.
Yeah,
Russian.
no, that was
They keep
ridiculous.
saying-
Yeah, and she has
Yeah.
a British
And
accent.
then she starts speaking in Russian. It's just like,
Yeah,
oh,
I didn't like when she was speaking Russian.
But
Kate Blanchett.
I didn't fuck with
That's
that.
what I call
We're
it.
Team Ukraine over
That's
here,
what
all right?
I
Let's
call
go
the
Ukraine,
Kate
man.
Blanchett effect when you had that shitty performance in Indiana Jones 4. I've given mixed thoughts on that movie, but she sucked in that movie.
I like that movie.
She sucked in that movie.
She was
I'll
alright.
double down.
She was
surprised.
alright.
We're actually
Dr.
reviewing Indiana Jones
Jones.
4 tonight.
Is that how she talks now?
Dr. Jones.
Sean, how does she talk?
John Bones Jones.
Dr. Jones?
That was
That's
close.
short.
Oops, I'm sorry, I had a parlay going.
So back to this movie.
Yes.
The White Death explains that everyone on the train was linked to the death of his wife in some way. We find out that
So he placed them there intentionally. He was always setting up like it, and then there were none.
yes, but also the big thing,
knives out.
the person
Or
that actually,
identity.
the person that actually
blank
hit
movie.
his wife with their car, or hit her car, causing the accident,
Causing the death.
which would eventually kill her, was Carver, who was supposed to be on this mission, but Ladybug was sent instead, and Carver's played by Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, makes a cameo.
Makes a small cameo. I think he does it because
Another Deadpool 2 actor.
Yeah, Deadpool 2 actor.
Uncredited.
You might remember him as Deadpool 1 and 2.
Yep. He did it because Brad Pitt had the cameo in Deadpool 2. But yeah, we also see that the Hornet had killed the surgeon that could have saved her. I believe the 2 British brothers, they keep talking about this Bolivia job. We find out that all the people that died in Bolivia were members of the White Death's crew.
Including the director, who was the 17th guy who they killed on accident.
At the beginning, yes.
Yep.
And they don't really explain why the wolf was there. The wolf was just there, I think just to get payback.
Where, on the train, or?
Yeah, they don't really say like how he was connected to the White Death.
To the White Death.
I think it was just he wanted payback.
I think it was like another mad about their wife sort of thing, and it was like a bunch of the other characters were at that wedding.
They don't say how he was connected. Like the White Death says they were all connected to his wife's death, but he just shows up.
He didn't have any connection to the wife. I thought all of them had to have had in some way.
I think the connection was just that Hornet had killed both.
He wasn't there for the briefcase. I think everybody else was there for the briefcase,
and he
was there to kill
Carver.
The Hornet.
I thought he was trying to get Carver because. See, this is where
we're talking about the wolf.
Yeah, I know the
Bad
wolf.
Bunny.
Yeah, I know.
No, he was there to kill Ladybug or the Hornet.
No, but I thought.
I think he ran into Ladybug on accident. I think he was there to kill the Hornet because he had an envelope that had pictures of the Hornet.
True.
So you're right.
I think he was there to kill the Hornet, but he ran into Brad Pitt, recognized him
from the wedding,
and
thought he was connected somehow. Probably.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt stumbles ass backwards through a train and goes through the whole 9 yards just to find out he was the wrong guy.
We find out the White Death hired all of them, hoping that they would just end up killing each other. The White Death's henchmen open up the briefcase, which explodes, knocking Ladybug and the White Death back onto the train. So the train ride's not over.
No, it's not.
No, it ain't.
The White Death's remaining henchmen board and battle the assassins while the Elder duels the White Death. The train crashes into downtown Kyoto. Emerging from the wreck, impaled with the Elder's katana, the White Death tries to kill Ladybug, but the rigged gun explodes in his face. We also forgot to mention that the water bottle comes back. He kicks the water bottle into the White Death's face.
Yeah, it's
full circle.
It stuns him.
Right. Stuns him, but it's full circle for our favorite character.
To the stomach.
We get a nice POV water scene.
Facts.
That is the best character.
That is the best scene.
Fiji Water was behind it all.
Gold.
It's a Chef Boyardee commercial.
It was. Oh, it was.
After the White Death dies, the prince comes back and she threatens Ladybug, the father, and the Elder with a machine gun, but is run over by a fruit truck driven by Lemon, which we also find out that the truck is filled with tangerines, full circle. And also, Lemon had fallen off the train earlier. He landed in a river with one of the Yakuza members, but he just ends up murking him and then stealing a truck.
Right.
Maria, who this whole time has been the handler of Ladybug, arrives to retrieve him while Japanese authorities begin to clean up the damage caused by the train crash. And one last thing, Maria is played by Sandra Bullock, just showing up out of nowhere.
No reason at all.
Absolutely out of nowhere.
Anybody.
I literally was like playing Guess Who with who's that actress right now.
I feel like it didn't sound like her earlier.
The whole time she was talking, I thought it was the woman from Night and Day, that was with Tom Cruise. I forget her name. She's a blonde.
Katherine Heigl.
Might have been.
Or Cameron Diaz.
It was Cameron Diaz.
Honestly, I didn't expect to even meet the person he was talking to.
Yeah, I honestly kind of would have preferred if she was just a phone character that you never see her face. Like I kind of would have fucked with that more, honestly.
Make her in concert. The reveal does nothing because it's just like, oh, Sandra Bullock's in the movie too.
Yeah, surprise, she drives a hype Audi that just gets crushed the second after.
Because of his bad luck.
Yeah,
I don't even know what the purpose of that scene was. To introduce her, I guess
to give Ladybug give Ladybug a send off too, to know maybe someone actually cares about him.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem like anyone really does.
I don't think anybody gives a shit about a ladybug. I think that's what they told.
I like ladybugs in real life. I killed one on accident once. I felt terrible.
It was an accident. You care about them. Says the only resident ladybug killer in the podcast.
No, I bet there's more out there, or even in here.
Not in here.
We don't know that.
Not in here. I've protected every ladybug.
Final takes on the movie. No ratings yet. Just final takes on the movie. What do you guys think?
I thought it was just a fun ride. It was an action comedy. It blends both of those genres well into each other. All the action and pretty much the whole movie takes place on a train, which I like that consistency there. I like the cast. I thought they all, seemed like they had fun with their roles. And overall, I thought it was just a super solid, super fun, stupid, just action movie that I would definitely rewatch and definitely recommend to a friend. And recommend it to you lovely podcast listeners out there. Thank you.
Right on. Jake, what'd you think?
Yeah, I'm pretty much piggybacking off of Colin. It's a fun movie. You can't take it serious. If you take it serious, you'll find multiple plot holes and plot errors. And, it's a fun. You want to see people get beat up. You want to see people get shot. You want to see people get knifed or whatever. It's basically like John Wick without a real storyline. It's just everyone's there. And whatever's gonna happen happens, kind of fate,
right.
Which kind of runs into the central theme.
Yeah,
they're all gathered there by fate. So.
We should all give our personal takes on that at some point.
After everyone gives their brief thoughts, we'll do thoughts on the themes.
Yeah, good movie, but I recommend it if you're bored. It's a good, entertaining watch.
Look, with the amount of artsy Hollywood movies out there nowadays, stuff that's very withdrawn, slow, and stuff that you might not necessarily want to take your family to see. Not saying this one is, but
no, not great for
kids. If you're looking for a good time, just a time to unwind, turn your brain off, and enjoy a stupid fun movie with good comedy and action, almost mixed akin to something out of, say, like the 21 Jump Street movies, for instance. I think they're enjoyable in the same manner as that. So if you're a fan of those or other action comedies like that, I would say that definitely give this movie a recommendation. I think this movie is very good.
If you're
I dare to say great.
If you're a fan of other David Leitch movies, I feel like you'll like this too.
Right.
Like if you like Deadpool 2, you like Hobbs and Shaw, you like the first John Wick, you'll probably like this movie.
And it's got those John Wick beats to it too. The choreography is on point. You got half of the team behind John Wick involved in that movie. Mm-hmm. So you're going to have that. These guys worked with the Wachowski brothers, so obviously they got that whole action choreography, royalty going on in their veins. So if you're looking for just on the technical front, that alone is enough to sell this movie because there's some really great fight scenes.
Yeah. Honestly, just piggybacking off of all the guys, it's like we said, just a stupid fun movie. I keep saying it's almost like a rated R version of the Transformers movies. You don't go to the Transformers movies for this crazy story that's gonna make a ton of sense. You're going to watch the action, the Michael Bay explosion. You're going
the Optimus Prime speech.
Yeah, to hear Peter Cullen just say that he's Optimus Prime 6 times in the movie. You're going to have stupid fun with this movie, and that's what this movie is. You shouldn't be going in there expecting some serious plot.
Don't take it serious.
No.
The part where Shia LaBeouf showed up and went, no, it was a little bit jarring though.
You just should not be expecting something super serious. We were reading some of the negative reviews for this movie before we were recording, and some of them you could just tell these people were expecting a serious movie with Brad Pitt in it, and even just from the trailer you could tell it's more of an action comedy.
Yeah, you could tell Brad Pitt not that he wasn't trying, but this is almost just casual fun acting for him in this role. It was just a role he got to like I said, he did his stunts, he got to have fun with, but he was purposely taking a break from his usual dramatic roles that he usually takes, and good for him. He deserved that.
Honestly, with the amount of hard acting with
chops.
Vaughn, serious acting for Brad Pitt. It's nice to see him flex his comedic muscles and actually have some. Looks like he's having a lot of fun during the entire runtime.
Right, you're not watching this movie for the acting. You're watching for the action.
Yeah.
100%.
And the comedy.
It's a good blend.
They've got a good blend. I wouldn't say it's so funny that it's a straight comedy.
No.
But it's got subtle humor and it's clever here and there.
It works.
It'll get a chuckle out of you, if nothing more.
Yeah, the humor's not laugh out loud the whole time you realize this is a comedy, but it's there and it's pretty solid overall. I definitely enjoyed it. I feel like most people would.
Yeah, definitely.
And you get humor in the funny cameos, like we said. You have Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum, and
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds,
and Bad Bunny, if you want to.
Bad Bunny, almost like a cameo.
Minor roles in this movie.
Exactly. So.
But do you guys want to touch on like the themes, like you said, Tom?
Yeah. Let's talk some themes, right, real quick here.
I think I'll go last because I got the simplest answer.
I mean, mine's pretty simple too. I mean, my whole basis is just I think like the main theme, and the one that I mean, the only one I really not paid attention to, but like the only one I saw like shown like heavily was, like we said, just the themes of like good and bad luck. They also say fate, but I just saw the two as like very similar, especially because while the elder's talking to Ladybug, he kind of says, you know, bad luck and fate are like the same thing, or I see them as the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right.
So that was the only theme I really saw, and it, like we said, it plays throughout the whole movie. At first, you don't see it as much. You just hear Ladybug kind of talking about how he has bad luck. But as the movie keeps going, you know, he doesn't want people to die. They keep dying. Just, he has to keep getting back on the train. You keep seeing it coming out. So.
Yeah, I would agree. I also, the two overarching themes here are luck and fate. And luck, I feel like, is specifically, or not specifically, but majority-wise tied down to Ladybug because he's our protagonist here and he's the one who brings it up the most. And like we said, he says that he's unlucky, but in this whole movie, I'd argue he's pretty fucking lucky with how he avoids death, with the things that he survives.
It seems like he gives off bad luck, but he doesn't have
No, the bad luck spreads to people right around him.
Yeah.
Himself, he's a pretty fucking lucky guy. I mean, think about it.
An unluckily luckily guy or a luckily unlucky guy.
Yeah, no, it's both for sure. But think about it, like, if you're a guy, like this is a movie character, but if you're a guy and you look like that at your age, like, you know, you're Brad Pitt, you're lucky as fuck.
Oh, you luck the fuck out.
Like, the women he's got it, like, he's fine.
There is nobody that portrays that character archetype better than Brad fucking Pitt.
Exactly.
You know? So
I saw something on a podcast. It was like Brad Pitt could have like played off like his friend's character and just taken like romantic comedy roles, but he was like, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna be like a serious actor, and like he proved it. Like he's a great actor. So anyway, yeah. So like being lucky is a theme, and then it also ties into, like we said, the overall theme. And then what's her name? The girl, the prince. She always says, "Oh, she's lucky."
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier too. She keeps saying that she has good luck.
Right.
And then it's
She
like
she's the most lucky, and at the end,
She's the one that's dead, and Brad Pitt's
dead.
the one that's
I mean,
alive.
I wouldn't say she's lucky from the start. She kind of has a shit father in the White Death the whole time, you know, and that fucks her up very badly.
Yeah, but from the
fucks her up
she's
enough.
the unluckiest character.
That's what I'm saying.
She's the reason this bullshit even happened.
She's fucked up enough to push a young child off a fucking building.
Yeah, just because Daddy didn't give me attention.
Yeah, when Daddy's a fucking Yakuza master.
Yeah.
He's got his own shit to deal with.
Yeah. Go
But-
play with your Bugatti.
Go play with your dolls. But anyway, then the theme of fate is here, and it was like, well, obviously there was some fate involved that all of us were on this train together and, you know, tried to murder each other. But it's like, well, was it really fate? Because, like, the White Death, like, purposely put them all on this train.
Yeah.
And then the White Death also gets into like the fate about like his wife's death, and he was like, oh, all the ways that this could have been avoided if none of these characters on this train were involved. You know, he's like, I could have been in the car driving when they were supposed to kill me, but instead my wife was going back to help out my idiotic son. You know, so it's just a cool theme of fate. You know, I don't think the movie purposely wants you to like be overthinking about like what the theme or like deep meaning is. My prediction is that the book itself probably like went more into that, and it was like a little bit deeper with that, and I feel like they tied it in just like a solid way to just like make you think a little bit, but not like, you know, crunch and want to watch like multiple YouTube videos about like you know what the real meaning is. You know,
I'd be inclined to agree on that. Just if you want a deep meaning, read the source material. Simple as that. But that being said, I'll go into my whole point on the themes here.
all right.
To me, what it seems like at the heart of this film, really, with the themes, is really that each of these characters, they're shown from the get-go that they have their own established set of rules and ideas on how to, root out evil or tell if somebody's untrustworthy or keep themselves prepared on a mission. In which case, absolutely none of those fucking ideas work except for Blind Luck by Brad Pitt. And that, to me, solidifies the theme as doesn't matter because luck is bullshit. It's just fucking arbitrary. You just fucking roll the dice and see what comes out. Yeah. And that's my personal take on that whole thing. But
it's a fair take.
Everybody's got their own, personal takes and everything. But yeah. Any other closing thoughts, guys?
Jake's gonna give his thoughts on the themes.
I'm just, that the theme's pretty simple to get. It's,
Yeah.
It's fate, luck. Maybe you don't believe in luck, but just fate is whatever happens. Brad Pitt, he gets really lucky throughout the movie. He keeps saying he's so unlucky, like Sean said. He almost gets stabbed in the heart in the opening of the movie, and luckily he has his phone there, saves his life a couple times. I think he does like a couple times where just luck is on his side.
Yeah,
I was gonna say the phone thing's kind of another theme I completely forgot about because he keeps breaking the phone and then just stealing the next person's phone.
Another phone.
Yeah, and he's talking to fucking
and also
Maria the whole time.
He gets accidentally injected with the anti-venom of the snake. There's a loose snake on board. I'm not sure if we covered that.
Not too much.
Later he does get bit by this said snake, but luckily he was stabbed earlier in a fight with the anti-venom, and he's totally fine.
Totally.
Yeah.
So he's probably the luckiest
son of a bitch.
Luckiest guy on the train. Definitely.
For sure.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up on that. So we got
some other segments that we're
our
gonna
wrap
bring
up segments
in
as usual.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got a segment.
Well, are we gonna do yeah, we'll do that at the very end. We're gonna do some other segments to break it up, but
do we want to start with Tom's corner?
Tom's thinking corner?
I got
or the draft.
Guys, I am sick and tired.
Dun, dun, dun.
Tom's thinking corner. Who you
fucking tired?
Who you got a bone to
sick
pick
and
with
tired
today,
of today?
Tom? Let the fans know.
Every movie that has the balls to take out amazing actors, billboard them on the fucking movie, and then go and kill them off in the first sequence of the movie and just pretend nothing happened. I'm looking at you, Suicide Squad. I'm looking at... Fuck, I just lost
if you're not counting if you're not counting the first sequence, Doctor Strange 2.
Doctor Strange 2.
They do it very early on.
We're talking other guys. Jake, we talked about the other guys.
Still a great movie. No hate on that.
Love the other guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. There's a lot of times where they'll sign on a big actor, you're expecting a lot from them, and
you know what?
You don't get a lot.
You know what's
which honestly, this
movie
movie does with some people.
You know what's an early movie that did that shit? The first Mission Impossible does that shit. You're introduced like Ethan's whole crew, and it's got like Emilio Estevez. It's got I forget who else. It's got a bunch of other like no actually. Yo, it's Cruise Me Six. Yeah.
They all die at the beginning.
No, in the first 20 minutes. It's all murder. It's like, bro, what? Like, some of these characters that seem really cool. Like,
yeah.
And that movie came out in the 90s, so, like, this has been happening for a while.
And it happened in Deadpool 2, too.
Yes.
And that one actually pissed me off.
Same director.
Same director, Likey. That pissed me off, too, Tom.
Yeah. Late Key, you're on thin ice, my friend.
You can still come on the podcast.
If you want, give us a call. Any role, please. I need money.
Yeah, Deadpool, though, he did it with, like, 3 big actors. Terry Crews, killed immediately.
Very big actor.
Bill Skarsgård,
big actor, yeah.
Killed immediately. And Brad Pitt. Killed immediately.
Yeah.
Even though you don't know it's him until you see him.
That's true.
Because he's invisible the whole time.
It's really funny.
But, yeah, that's all you got for Tom's Thinking Corner?
No. Also, I would like to say, David Lakey, if you want to come onto the podcast to defend yourself, you are welcome by all means.
We gotta call him out to get him on the podcast.
We'll buy you a mic.
We know
that far.
Yeah.
BYOF.
We got an editing booth.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Called Garage, man. But, yeah, should we move on to the draft now?
I'm down for the draft.
All right, so, guys, we've been talking about trains this whole time. But trains are, like, stuck to a track. Like, we for the draft, we wanted to talk about something that's a little more free. So we're going to talk about our top 3 airplane movies.
Whoa, what a switch up. I thought we were going to do train movies.
Yeah, you didn't see this coming.
Movies.
We're talking about a fucking train movie. Now we're in the air, bitch.
All right, I'm down.
So
Getting off the runway here.
I think I'm just going to throw out a random order. If you guys are cool with that, we'll do that order.
Throw it out there, bro.
So let's go Tom, Cull, Jake, Sean.
All right, 3 rounds.
3 rounds.
Right.
So we're doing top 3, or we're doing...
Yeah, it's like
Your
the draft we
top
did last
3,
time.
like
You
the
want
one we
to
did
take
last week.
the the movies you like the most in the early rounds.
So there's...
Don't say them all out loud.
Well, he's got say your first round pick because you have the first
I
pick.
forgot all 3 of them.
You do have the first pick.
So with the first pick in the airplane draft, Tom is going to pick.
All right, which ones haven't been taken yet?
None of them. You're
None
the first
have been
round.
taken.
All right, cool. Yeah, let's make it sure.
They're actually all taken?
Yeah, sorry, dude.
Ah, man.
They're all
well,
available.
I guess that wraps up that.
All right, round one. What do you got, Tom?
All right. So, for my first pick on movies
With airplanes.
Airplanes.
Plane-based movies.
regarding, concerning, or consisting of planes, I have Flight.
Fuck you for taking Flight.
Yes, sir, you fucker. I got you from last episode.
Solid
Fuck
movie.
you. That was I
Don't forget.
want to take that first.
All right, Cole. What do you got? Round one.
I'm gonna steal. It's Tom wants to steal one from me. I'm gonna steal one from Sean. Con Air.
Oh, fuck you.
Con Air. Oh.
My boy Nick Cage
right.
as Cameron Poe. I love
fine.
that
Down in the
movie.
comments below if you guys want to see Con Air.
Con Air.
That's
great.
fine, to be honest. I honestly kind of forgot about it. Jake, what do you got? Round one.
Oh, well, this is an easy one. Classic. We're going planes, trains, and automobiles.
Damn.
It's a good choice. It's great. Great
Steve
comedy.
Martin,
John
John
Candy.
Candy. How do you go wrong?
You want to hurt me?
Tom
like me.
One scene from this movie that he's never seen.
Do
Because
it.
he's
Go
seen
ahead.
it in Family Guy.
Here, take
I,
this, here, take this knife and stab me if it makes you feel better. That's how the scene goes, right?
Yeah. All right, round one for me. I'm just
Last
gonna
pick?
nice and easy. I'm just gonna go Air Force One with Harrison Ford.
Fuck you. That was on my
Sorry.
list. Have you seen that?
I have multiple times. Great. movie.
Which one was it?
I like that movie.
Air Force One. He plays the president,
Oh,
and he has to take back.
That's enough-
He has to
that's
take back
another
the entire plane by himself, which I don't think any president nowadays would
He
be
was
able to do.
he was a Vietnam vet though, man.
That's
Oh,
true.
Biden could do that.
I like the
Not
part
too
where
sure
he
about
goes,
that.
"Get off my plane,"
Yeah.
and then he throws Harrison Ford off the plane.
All right, Tom. Round two.
Round two, baby.
What do you got?
Round two
Yeah.
for my plane movie has got to be Left Behind,
Oh,
the
God.
classic Christian
Oh,
movie
no.
starring the subject of Nicolas Cage and his apparent
Struggle with
inability to pronounce or enunciate words.
Word.
His acting performance is very jarring in this movie.
All right.
Hey, don't make fun of my boy.
Cole.
No, but he's underacting it this time though. That's
That's
problem.
not his thing.
That's not his
It's
thing.
not his thing.
Underacting? No.
That
No.
could never be his thing.
They said there's not enough. I saw one of the reviews. It said not enough Cage.
That sounds like the right call.
Yeah.
Cole. Round two.
All right, round two. I gotta go with this is one of my favorite movies as a kid. Snakes on a Plane.
You're a fucking asshole. Stop stealing my picks.
Oh.
It's just a fun ride. It's got my boy Samuel L. If you don't know his famous line from it, you suck.
Seems like everybody was stealing picks today, huh?
And
I got a good one that you guys don't see coming.
all right,
I do.
I know exactly
I think.
what it's gonna be.
whose pick is it?
It's Jake's.
Oh,
No,
Shakespeare.
you got it. I'm done. My round's over.
Six.
Whoa. All right. Madagascar.
Oh.
That's a good pick.
Oh,
That's
man.
a fire pick.
Fire movie.
Yeah,
Great movie. It's got everybody in it. It's freaking amazing.
it is.
It is A1. A1.
Word.
No, Madagascar always hits. Fire
yeah.
movie.
All right.
Can't
My second round. Wait, Tom. What was your first round pick again?
My first round pick was Flight.
Okay, so then I'm just gonna take this one, which is very similar to Flight. I'm just gonna take Sully. I don't think anyone's taking it.
I haven't seen it, so I definitely haven't taken
I
it.
haven't either,
Yeah.
but apparently it's a great movie. So
Well, I mean, it's a little risky taking a
It's
movie
going-
that you
it's
haven't
going-
seen. Yeah,
it's-
a little risky,
it's top
but
3 in Sean's movies that he's only seen one of them. So
Where's
is that
number two?
is
What's
that a
number
thing?
two?
I don't know if that should be a
number
thing.
Number 2 is Sully, and I haven't seen it.
Yeah, are you sure?
Yeah. All right.
Are you sure?
Last
I'm
round.
Sean or-
Last round, Tom. Oh, what the fuck are you
What are
thinking?
you picking?
What are you
What
picking?
am I picking?
Yeah, you said you knew what I was picking. What are you picking?
I'm picking Taken on a Plane. I mean, nonstop.
Nice.
I'm taking the classic film that everybody remembers by the beloved actor Liam Neeson, Nonstop, also known as Taken, but this time it's on a plane.
Word.
Yep.
All right. Call.
I was a little conflicted between two movies here, but I'm gonna take a movie called Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger.
It's an '80s movie starring Sylvester Stallone, who faces a villain played by John Lithgow, and John Lithgow takes over a plane and then loses his money from it, and they have battles in the mountains. Very good movie. Very solid, just 80s action movie. So Cliffhanger will be my last choice here.
All right.
All right.
Jake's last pick.
Gotta go Die Hard 2.
Oh,
That's a play.
That's a
got
good
that
pick.
right on
That
the
is-
shelf.
I'll argue that.
that's
right-
definitely a play
right on
movie.
the shelf.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, how do you hate Die Hard?
No,
Especially Die Hard
can't.
2. Well, everyone knows Die Hard 1's better, but
it's still a good sequel.
All right.
For my.
You did your 3.
Oh,
yeah, you
fuck.
already got it.
You
We
already got your
we,
thing.
we can keep going. I got 2 more written down.
I got the classic movie.
Yeah, me and Jake are struggling over here.
You're not
Like
struggling.
the
All right.
classic movie Airplane.
There you go.
I know somebody I stole it from.
I
It's
could-
one of you.
No, I
I
didn't
know
have it on my
somebody
list.
that just said the one I was gonna
Yeah,
pick, and
yeah.
since it's my pick, I'm going to take it. So
yeah,
I'm gonna take
yeah.
Airplane for my 3rd pick, which is probably final, but we're not sure right now.
We can keep going.
I choose Airplane 2, Electric Boogaloo.
I don't think was it your turn to draft. All right,
They did make
I'm
a
down.
sequel.
No,
That's
it's Airplane too.
Yeah.
I'm down to keep going.
All right, keep
I
going.
never seen it.
I'm gonna take a newer movie that 3 of us here, the OG 3 on the podcast, saw in theaters recently. Devotion.
Okay.
Devotion.
It's a Korean War movie.
It's a very good movie.
I like that movie a lot.
Colin, what was the name of the actor for the?
For Devotion,
Yeah, the leading actor.
Glenn
Jonathan Majors.
John Majors. Yeah, he was in a recent movie we saw, right?
Not that we saw. He's in a bunch of movies
He's talking
just
about,
coming out.
I think he's talking about Glenn Powell,
Glenn
who
Powell.
was also in Top Gun Maverick.
Oh
Whoa.
Not the. Oh, I guess they're both like the main character. I guess.
no, I think it was Jonathan Majors.
I think it was Jonathan Majors you're thinking of because he's in
Are you
Creed
talking about the
and
white guy or the
Ant-Man.
black guy?
The black guy.
All right, that
Definitely
was
Jonathan Majors.
Okay.
Yep. All right, so I took Devotion in the 4th round. You got to keep going,
I don't know
Jake.
how this fell this far, but
It's because I
Sean
just
literally
said,
just said it.
I was saving it.
Top Gun.
Yeah.
Original
I don't really
one.
think
All
of it as
right.
like a.
Well, if he took
The original
the
one. You can
original
take
one,
that.
Listen,
I'm gonna take Maverick because
All right.
Maverick I loved. Maverick, you know.
Listen,
We should
listen.
Switch to train movies.
Listen. They count as plane movies, but all the other ones that I was thinking more passenger planes. But I took
took
Devotion.
Devotion.
Yeah, Sean, I was
This is
literally
just
getting
plain.
to that.
You started this.
I was literally getting to that.
Yo,
so-
shoot off 5 fucking planes.
You opened up the door.
I know I did. So it's fair. You can take both Top
I'm
Guns. It is
taking
crazy we
Maverick.
let him fall.
Take
They're
Maverick.
two very different movies.
They
No,
are
for sure,
very
for sure.
different feels.
How about this, Sean?
Mine is Devotion and Maverick, not really different movies.
Not that different.
Sean, what is the ultimate plane movie?
Plane.
Combine 3. You got to combine 3 different plane movies.
So are we not doing
So,
this
like,
draft
you can do
anymore, or what's
Maverick.
Tom,
Well,
happening?
just
we've
finish
already
the draft.
gone way
We're-
past the draft.
No, we're finishing the
that
4th
was
round.
4.
Oh wait,
and
we're
now-
on.
We're doing round
I
5, and then we're
haven't
done.
You named the 4th movie.
Tom, you named the 4th movie. You started this can of worms, so we're finishing it with
Yeah,
round
you
5.
started it.
Pick round 5. Round 5, pick one. And this is the last fucking round.
So for my 5th car movie, I'm gonna be doing
Plane movie.
movies about planes.
Just pick the Pixar Planes movie.
That is not what I was thinking about.
Fine, do Fire and Rescue. from Pixar.
You can pick Up in the Air. It's a romantic movie with George Clooney and our girl
yeah, you
Vera
could.
Farmiga.
Oh, let's
Oh.
not do that. Let's
You
How
get
about
this.
how about instead I'll put Left Behind 2.
Is that even a real thing?
I don't. Yes, it is.
You
All
better
right.
be sure it's
It is a real thing. I had it as my lifeline for the night.
All right, Cole, what's your last?
All right, so my last pick is going to be this random movie that I actually had to look up the name before to get it right, because I did not remember the name. But it's kind of like Air Force One, except it's Kurt Russell in it. It's called Executive Decision.
Air Force 2.
What are we doing here?
We're doing a plane draft.
I said
Doing a
Sean,
plane movie
now,
draft.
Sean,
I said I wanted to stop at 3, and Cole's like, "No, we gotta
All right,
keep
so
going."
Sean,
Now
Just
we're in
stop.
the-
Keep
Sean,
going. This is the last round.
We did the draft. I want you to do.
No, it's not over. 2 more picks.
Oh, we got 2 more?
Jake and Sean did a pick in the
Yeah,
fifth
man,
round.
stop butting in.
Trying to erase the competition here. I got a raffle ticket.
No ticky.
No
laundry.
Jake, you got one.
I'm struggling here. I'm
Sean,
trying to
I'll
come
help
out.
All right, fine.
I will
Jake,
help
you
you.
take
I
Airplane.
I feel responsible.
No, I got an easy one.
Oh, you think you got an easy one?
100%.
We'll see.
Thinking about if there's any war movies that have planes in them, but to be honest,
Pearl Harbor.
Red Tails.
the harbor.
Red Tails.
The Red Tails.
The Harbor.
Does Dunkirk count?
Sure.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think that really
A
counts.
third of that movie has like airplanes.
Yeah.
Less than a third. Like 20 minutes, but it's alright.
We're getting in dangerous territory.
Oh,
Okay.
does Castaway count?
Yes.
Castaway counts.
Castaway.
Yeah.
It counts. It counts.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my pick.
Castaway counts.
Number 5, round 5.
Interstellar.
All right, my last round is literally like a plane movie that came out this month with Gerard Butler, and it's just called Plane.
Oh, I did see the preview for that.
He's like, it's literally, it's essentially just Olympus Has Fallen, except Gerard Butler's a pilot now.
Word.
And the plane crashes, and then he has to fight some like Somali pirates or some shit.
Somali Pirates. It's Captain Phillips on a plane.
Yeah.
And also Gerard Butler, if you want to come on.
movies.
Gerard Butler, if you want to come on to the podcast and defend yourself, by all means.
I'm down.
All right,
But I will give you everything I got. I'll tell you that much.
that wraps up our draft. Thank God.
Yeah, thank God.
Cole, what do we got for the next segment?
We could do the over/under, or we've got the me and Tom mindfuck segment, or there's a song segment. So
Is there now?
there could be.
Song of the day.
Read the song of the week.
Ooh, secret sensation.
Secret sensation. I think that's what everyone's feeling. We're gonna rip some secret sensation.
I'm down. Go
All right.
ahead.
I'm sorry, Saw.
What secret
What is it?
sensations have you got going on?
People don't know what Secret Sensations is.
Well, so it's like a song that like might not be popular. Could be like an older song, but it's just a song that you randomly came across and you.
It is definitely not guilty pleasures.
No, it's not. It's just
Do not look up synonyms for guilty pleasures.
It's just a song you've been feeling lately. That's literally all it is. It can be any fucking musical category. It doesn't matter. Whatever you're feeling.
I'll go first.
Oh yeah, go first. Go first.
I'm gonna be honest.
We'll go opposite order that we did the draft. So
So me, Jake, you, Tom.
correct.
Okay.
Correct. We'll do opposite order.
Mine, and I'm gonna take because Tom honestly played it a couple days ago, and now it's been in my head for a minute, and I've been listening to it a lot more. I'm gonna say "Human" from Rag and Bone Man.
Ooh,
That's a good
pick,
pick,
Sean.
Sean.
I haven't
That's a
heard
good
I haven't
one.
heard it in a while, and then you played it I think on Super Bowl Sunday, and it's been in my head for a minute now.
No, that is really good. Honestly.
It's the Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald by Gordon Lightfoot. It's a secret sensation.
Okay.
Word.
Secret enough
We're
that
gonna
I
have to
haven't heard of
listen to
it,
it.
so I'll
Yeah,
give it a
it's good.
listen.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good story.
Okay.
It's
Or
about a boat.
is it like a sea shanty song?
It's about a boat.
Okay. all right,
It's
all
a-
right.
It's about a disaster that happened.
It's about
Oh.
our boat. Our next draft.
But
That's our next draft. Is boats. We're doing. You guys stay tuned for the for the hot topics we got coming up for you guys.
Top 30 boat draft.
We're staying here for the long game.
All right, so my turn for Secret Sensation. So this was a song that was actually kind of stuck in my head last week, but I'm going to bring it up this way, and it is I Am a Man of Constant Sorrow from the Soggy Bottom Boys from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? It's kind of like a folk song, kind of not like a musical genre I'm usually into, but that song I fuck with very heavily. So if you've seen Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Word. Tom, what's yours?
I don't know. I'll go with good old Sweater Weather.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Classic.
Secret Sensation category.
But it is
Fire, though.
arguably guilty because it's been used in 10 different ways. TikTok has ruined it.
YouTube Shorts.
And promoted it, depending on how you look at it.
That's
But,
fair. A little bit of both.
yeah.
That's fair.
So
I still like that song a lot.
Yeah,
though. I fuck with that song.
Yeah, and also fuck you if you think I should be guilty for that.
I don't think you
Well,
should. 'cause
You
it's not-
shouldn't be. I think you should be a secret.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
It's a
it's,
secret,
I'll keep
not
it
guilty.
I'll keep it a secret, but it's an open secret because it's on the podcast, baby.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for listening to Secret Sensation.
All right, that was our Secret Sensations. Hopefully you guys like that. Comment which one was your favorite. Hopefully you give them all a listen. Next category, I think we're going to do our over-under category.
Do you want to do that? I think we should do
We
that
do-
last. I think you and Tom need to talk about
Oh,
you guys
okay.
have had going on
All right.
the last week or two.
All right. No,
Welcome to Cullen Tom's Thinking Corner. This time.
We have escaped the Matrix to bring you some mindfuck movies that have been on our minds lately.
Okay, yeah. So Tom and I believe it was consecutive weeks, last weekend and the weekend before, we both kind of accidentally watched some mindfuck movies. Those kind of movies they're basically thrillers at heart, but they're those movies that just have kind of just like dark twist and endings that really just make you think about like what the fuck actually happened in this movie.
The movie, the kind of movies that by the end of the movie you're like, oh fuck, I'm back where I started,
Right, yeah.
Which we'll get into in one of our choices anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So these are going to be completely non-spoiler. We're just going to briefly give kind of just like a premise and kind of just why we think you should watch these two movies. So the first one we watched that Tom actually, funny enough, had on earlier was Donnie Darko.
Donnie Darko, baby.
So Tom kind of let our other guest spoil a little part of it.
I had no clue what the fuck was going on.
I've never seen it either.
He was sitting in a movie theater watching fucking.
When is this going to end?
He was just like sitting in a movie.
Like a zombie woman next to him. Or something?
No, there was like a woman that was like asleep, and then like some dude with like an eye, like with an eye.
Yeah, that's a huge part of the film.
That's a twist.
Definitely a guy, but
And then he just walks out of the movie theater and just starts like smiling. And then
he's not really smiling.
He left.
And then a plane hits him.
No, and then he left the
Which
girl.
goes with our theme of train.
I was very confused because the girl that was sleeping, like
that was his girlfriend.
Why did you just leave her? He just fucking got up and left.
Because
I think it's a dream.
Because she's dead.
Somebody who he was talking to
Killed her.
We can't go.
I'm not gonna say what happened. I'm not gonna say what
That's a
happened.
big
All right.
spoiler.
But anyway, I just want to give you guys a little
She's
insight.
Donnie Darko.
No.
Oh, okay.
That the Jake Gyllenhaal is Donnie Darko. That's not a spoiler. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, so he's a teen and he has a mental condition. We think it's probably schizophrenia. We're not sure. Tom, what do you think?
I think.
Don't go too much into details. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna go into like personal interpretations or anything.
Yeah,
like that, but it is very clear that he's like a mentally disturbed person, with maybe schizoaffective, if not schizoid, some sort of mental disorder classified under that branch. But
yes.
With that being said, it's very ambiguous as to what is actually going on, whether it's in his head or if it's outside of his head throughout the film. So as you go along with the whole runtime, you start to come to your own conclusions. That's really what the movie depends on, is your own personal perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, Colin, I guess why don't we get into like the meat of the movie then and talk about it a little bit.
We got to talk about spoiler free. I want to ruin this for our fans or for.
Also, let's
we
keep
can
it
run
somewhat
past like the the main points though without spoiling anything.
It's gonna be tough, but if you want to run through it.
Basically, I'll give you the
the
DVR info.
No, give it the
Yeah.
Cliff Notes.
I'll give you the DVR info off of the TV.
Yes.
All right. Basically, this guy is fucking crazy.
Okay.
All right.
Keep
This guy's fucking crazy. He ends up talking to a rabbit guy, and the rabbit guy tells him that the world will end in 28 days.
So it's 28 days later.
No, it's nothing like that.
No. Basically,
Get that out of your head.
They put it in my head.
28 days later, if you want to come onto the podcast and defend yourself. But anyway, so what happens in the movie is basically this guy's got a lot of personal issues and everything, and he seems to have come to a point where there's a very strange turn of events has happened that may have changed his life forever. And in doing so, he gets a lot of these strange visions regarding almost like an imaginary friend of his.
He calls it an imaginary friend.
Yeah. Frank, which is this giant bunny rabbit costume man, who's basically like is trying to inform him that the end of the world is coming soon. And that whole can of worms gets opened with therapist sessions and him trying to find out what's going on, what are the meanings behind these visions, if he's just going crazy or if there's some purpose to all of these events happening.
Yeah,
And
and
I
then
think-
there's also like there's also like the fate theme in that movie.
Yeah.
Like was this all just his fate, or is it based on the somewhat conscious decisions that he's making throughout this movie? But like it's not like fully him like consciously committing to do the things he does in the movie, because obviously he has this imaginary friend who he deals with the big bunny rabbit. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It might sound a little ridiculous.
I'm beginning to understand this movie very clearly.
I don't think you are.
That's
I
the
hope
point.
you're not.
That's the point. Is it's really hard to comprehend without having your own personal interpretation.
And without fully seeing it. But it's just a mindfuck movie in every sense of the word. It's got a great cast, very dark thriller. We got Jake Gyllenhaal. We got his sister, Maggie Gyllenhaal, plays his sister in the movie, who you'll know who she is. She's Rachel in The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight. We've got Drew Barrymore in it. She plays a teacher at the school that he attends. And we've got Patrick Swayze, who unfortunately passed away. So anyway, like we said, it's a movie that would just make you question what the fuck did I just witness here, and it's the kind of movie that I think Tom and I specifically definitely fuck with, and this movie it's kind of become a cult classic. I know Jake Gyllenhaal still today gets questions in interviews about why this movie still resonates today and why it's still relatively popular. So check it out.
And honestly, there's like weird. It almost feels like a schizophrenic experience as you're going through the movie, because it's characters will be acting in certain ways that almost feel dreamlike, where they're acting almost as if it's real life, but not entirely. Like for instance, there's a great little moment where Drew Barrymore is talking to a new girl in the class, and she's like, "Well, where do I sit?" And he's like, "Sit next to the boy you think is cutest." And it's like, all right, nobody ever would get away with saying that in the school. It is like a little bit of a bizarre, like, okay, is that real, or is that just how we're perceiving it? What is going on here? You got to come to your own conclusions with this movie, and it is a very interesting watch. If nothing else, I would watch it just for, to wake your mind up a little bit and try and chill out to a very introspective movie. Yeah,
if you like the movies where you're gonna question things and look up YouTube videos, like I said earlier, about like what the real meaning was, and then base your personal opinion on that. It's right up your alley. And that leads us into another movie which is similar to that
this is all you.
That I requested, that I'm going to be very careful to not spoil anything, because this is one of those movies where if really anything kind of major plot points is spoiled before you see this movie, it's kind of going to just ruin it for you, and I wouldn't want that to happen to any of our fans or other people on this podcast who might not have listened. So I'm just going to tell you very briefly about it. It's a thriller at its most basic plot about a man, his name is Leonard Shelby, with severe short-term memory loss, attempting to piece together the puzzle of his wife's murder.
What's the title of this movie?
Memento, Memento. Fun fact about this movie. So this was Christopher Nolan's first real movie. He did a movie 2 years before this. But he only got a $6,000 budget, which he had to fund out of his own pocket. He had to use his uncle and other family members as extras. He had to film it in black and white. He had to film it in England. Wasn't like a real, movie that he was able to pour his time or get any money for. This movie got a $9 million budget. He was being able to get some real big actors in it. We've got Joey Pants in it. We've got Carrie-Anne Moss in it. Like I said, and there's not many characters in this movie, which I really like. It's probably only like 9 characters, very, very small cast, not a lot of characters. Obviously, like we said, he's putting together the puzzle of his wife's murder. It's not easy because he has trouble remembering things. He has trouble trusting people, so it's really tough for him to figure out. And it's just great. It's amazing writing, cinematography, and direction by Christopher Nolan. And this is just a fantastic 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10 movie. One of my favorite movies of all time that I feel like everyone should give a watch. I was very happy I put it on to Tom. And Tom, I don't want you to reveal anything about the plot point, but just give me like what you thought about it. Like I said, without revealing anything.
I think it's a definitely an engaging mystery thriller. It's got the murder mystery aspect going for it, which is a big plus for it, and. It's got a great ensemble cast of, very recognizable actors. You got the directing talent of Christopher Nolan, a fresh and young Christopher Nolan, mind you. This is
written by him and his brother,
as Colin stated before. But I definitely would give this movie a strong recommendation. It definitely gives off, a lot of room for interpretation here. I feel like as far as endings go, it is one of those ones where you really can give your own input on that because they do leave a lot of room for you.
They do, and then even though there's like a twist revealed at the end, you're still able to like make your own interpretations from it. I still think it's very rewatchable. Like every time I rewatch it, I'm picking up on like new almost clues and new plot points that makes it really engaging. So anyway, that's our mindfuck segment. If you have any recommendations or any thoughts on those movies, let us know in the comments.
All right.
Right on.
Should we flip to the over-under segment next?
Yep.
Was that what's coming up next?
We'll wrap up after that.
Word. Sounds good. All right. So over-under segment. We'll do the original, basically draft order again. Tom, you're gonna start us off with an actor. You're gonna set a number at their over-under, and we're all gonna go over-under and see who wins.
All right. So you choose the actor.
No, you choose the actor, brother. Everyone's got to choose an actor. You're starting us off.
All right. So my choice of actor will be Carrie Ann Moss.
Okay, all right. I'm a Memento actor. Set her over under.
Under.
No, you gotta set that.
How many movies?
30 movies.
And Tom, I'm gonna assume Tom thinks it's
under 30 movies. If you didn't interrupt me, Sean.
I'm gonna hammer the over. I'm gonna hammer the over on her.
I'm gonna say over.
Jake,
What do you set it at?
30.
Tom, let him have your mic real quick so you can say it.
All right, they're going over. I'm going under.
Okay, I think it's gonna be well over. I think it's gonna be over 50.
Probably, but
Let's see.
not?
Let's see what happens. I'll look it up. We've got. Oh, I was very close. I thought it was gonna be 50. She's in 51.
Oh,
Definitely over. But good over under at 30. That was pretty close. I liked it. All right. I'm up next.
yes.
I'm gonna pick a kind of random actor here because I'm very interested to see his acting credits, the number. So it's Hank Azaria, if anyone knows who that is.
No idea.
He's in Along Came Polly. He's a voice actor in a lot of The Simpsons. That's how most people know.
Roles.
He does do a lot of Brooklyn roles. He's not like super known, but like you might not know his name. If you saw his face, you'd be more likely to recognize him, basically. Word. But anyway, I'm curious at how many movies he's in. I'm gonna set the over under at 25, and I'm gonna take the over.
I'm gonna go
under 25.
And I'm gonna go over 25.
Over 25.
I'll go over as well.
Over 25. Okay. Let's see the results. The results are the over was a hammer. He's in 63.
Woo!
Whew.
Damn.
So my over under was not set great, but that's okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
All right,
Jake's
I'm
turn.
I'm gonna choose Ethan Hawke.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
you
like
guys know
it.
Ethan Hawke.
Of
yeah?
course.
Oh yeah, I know.
Of course.
All right. So
At first I thought you were saying Ethan Hunt. I was like, Mission Impossible? That's the character. But no, I got it.
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan
Let's
Hawke,
set
yes.
the over under at about, I'll say 55.
55. Okay.
What do you guys think?
Think it over. I think it's going to be around 70.
I'd probably say over too.
I'll go over.
Okay.
Over.
Over.
So I'll go over as well.
Everyone's taking the over. The over was a lock. He's in 106.
Oh,
Ooh,
gotta
over.
commit.
Over was a lock.
All right.
Yeah.
Sean's
Mine,
turn.
I don't know why he just came into my head. I'm thinking of Kingsman kind of, so I'm gonna go with Taron Egerton.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 47. I feel like he hasn't been in a ton.
I'm gonna go under. I feel like he's gonna be like around 30. I feel like it's gonna be low. He's pretty young.
Under. Yeah, I'm thinking under.
He's
as
a
well.
younger actor, so I feel like he doesn't have as many. You took the over, Sean?
I didn't say it.
Which one is it?
Taron Egerton from
The
Kingsman.
Eggsy from Kingsman.
Oh, and the number
40. I said 47.
47. I'd say I'm gonna go under.
I was also gonna go.
All right. So
I haven't
the
seen him in
over.
a lot since.
So the over was a lock in a lot of the early ones. Maybe this one the under will be a lock.
Yeah,
We'll see. We'll see how good we are at this game. Oh, the under was locked.
Oh yeah.
He's in 21.
Okay.
So the under was
There we
locked.
go.
But it's still a pretty known actor to only be in 21 movies. Like
Yeah.
that was a good one. All right.
All right, cool.
That was our over under segment.
All right, right on. So, final thing before we wrap up, let's give our ratings on Bullet Train. Who wants to start?
I'll take it away right here.
All right.
I'll give this movie a solid 7.5 out of 10. That
right.
is as solid a rating I can give it. You know, it there are moments in the movie where it turns into great territory, but it doesn't quite break through to the point where I'd give it an 8. So, with that being said, I'd give it a 7.5 as a good movie that has a lot of potential to, maybe in a sequel or a spin-off, do something more with what they already are great at.
Right. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I like that rating. I was also going to give it a 7.5. It was exactly what I thought after. I was like, decent, does a lot well, doesn't really do anything like over the top, like perfectly, or anything that I could really rave about or write home about. But I enjoyed it. Like we said earlier, fun ride. Don't take it too seriously. Definitely would be down if there was a sequel. Definitely would check it out. Or even like Tom said, I liked his idea for the spinoff with Lemon and Tangerine. Thought that would be a cool idea. Sort of a cool universe they built here. But I've definitely seen better action movies, probably even better, action comedies. But for a newer movie, this one definitely hits. I definitely enjoyed it. Good direction by David Leitke, and I enjoy seeing all of his work, and we'll continue seeing it. 7.5 out of 10, probably 3.5 on Letterboxd.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go next. I'm gonna be a little more tougher. I'm gonna go 6.8.
Okay.
6.8.
Okay.
That's a first.
That's like a bar stool rating.
Yeah.
In between.
Like the pizza reviews.
That's a tomato meter.
It's closer to 6.5, I guess, but
That's fair.
I don't know if it broke through to the 7 territory. 7 out of 10. What is that? That's like 3 out of 4 stars about.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's 3 stars. I think it's like a nice 2-star movie.
Fair.
C- needs improvement.
It's star-studded cast, but the acting it's fairly shallow. The characters are just there. The backstories are not. They're shown, but there's no real point to them. There's no reason to get invested in any of these characters. But it's a fun, silly movie. If you're just bored, it's a great, entertaining movie. If you've seen it, I don't know how much it is rewatchable. You've seen it once, you kind of know how it's gonna go. So 6.8.
All right. I'm gonna give pretty close to the same thing. I'm just gonna go 7 though.
Okay.
All right. So we got a good range here.
Yeah,
It's all relatively close, but
it's like everyone said. It's an alright movie. It's definitely worth at least the first watch, where you can kind of like gauge it, see what you think. Like we said, we've said this a bunch of times already, but it's just like it's a movie you're not going to watch for the story. You're going to watch to like have some fun, kind of find out a mystery if you want, like see who killed who and all that, and
who done it.
And like if you're just a fan of specific actors, if you're a big Brad Pitt fan, you're obviously going to see this movie. So yeah, overall, just definitely a decent watch for the first see through. Is it definitely a rewatchable or highly rewatchable movie? That kind of remains to be seen. But
that's fair.
Any final thoughts, guys, before we bounce?
I just want to say thank you for having me on, guys. I'm really honored to be, first guest.
Of
Pretty
course.
big.
First guest, and
First of many, I hope.
I hope so too. I was just
Absolutely.
hope to be back. Maybe
Yes.
next season.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
next
season.
We have multiple seasons. We're doing something
shooting for
right.
stars, all right?
Yeah, we'll see where we go from here. We still got a lot to work out, but I think that we did a very good recording.
Yeah, I had fun recording this episode, and if you watch this movie, you'll probably have fun with it. It's a good movie to watch with friends. You don't have to listen to all the dialogue in it. You'll just have fun with it. Hopefully, you have fun listening to the podcast too. It was nice having you on, Jake. Appreciated you coming out.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for coming, Jake. We appreciate you. To everyone listening, thank you again for listening to Late to the Game. Don't be late to the next one, and we will catch you guys next time.
Peaces.
All right.